What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to week number 12 of League. So, we're back, finally, after taking a week off from, due to the Thanksgiving holiday. Felt like an eternity, but, we're back, and feels good to be back. And, yeah, things already are looking interesting on the return, that's for sure, because I took a look at the schedule and I found that for this week we are on lanes 1 and 2. Like, seriously, out of every pair you could have possibly put us on, you had to give us 1 and 2, the one that I despise the most. But week number 13 is going to be the real interesting one. That's the one that I'm really looking forward to because finally, uh, if any of you have kept up with my league videos and you know this stuff real well, you'll know that I mentioned a certain person various amounts of times on this channel. He goes by the name of Gary Gardner Jr. Some of you may have seen him like on the pairs next to me. He has a fantastic game. He bowls really good. He bowls the traditional way, one-handed with the thumb. He holds the highest average in the league right now. If any of you remember him, we're finally going to be able to bowl his team next week. His team is tough. If you put him along with his teammates, if you add all the averages together, they technically have the highest team average in the league. So they're a tough team. But because of that whole, BS with the handicap and all that, they're not that difficult to beat. But still, like if it came down to scratch, oh man, we would get our butts kicked. But you know what? I don't care. So yeah, for week number 13, I finally get to go against him to see how I stack up against him. So that is something I'm really looking forward to, and I'm sure it's something that you guys are gonna definitely want to see. Trust me, for those of you who haven't seen him, you are gonna love his game. Fantastic one-handed game, traditional, like I said. Hopefully he shows up too, because there are times that he doesn't show up because he is a very busy person. And yeah, all we can do is just cross our fingers and hope to God that he shows up. And then for that video, I will also be putting his score on the screen, so you guys get to see not only my score, his as well, just to see how we stack up. So that'll be a very interesting week number 13. Moving forward, so I did put up a community post that I suffered a bit of a setback, and that caused me to delay this upload. That setback being my computer. I don't know what happened. I think it might have been a program that I downloaded that led to all these malfunctions, but a lot of my programs did not want to start up, like my editing software, my recording softwares. None of them wanted to boot up. I would always, when I would try to click on them to get them to start up, I would get a message saying that certain files or certain plugins were missing. And I went on the internet, found those files, found those plugins, downloaded them, added them back, went to the file location of these programs that had all these missing files and stuff, added them back, and some of my programs would start up. But some of them, those that didn't, I would get this message that says program unable to start correctly, and I would look to try to find a solution to fix that, and it wouldn't happen. And it just got to a point where I was like, you know what, I give up. And I made the decision to just completely reset my computer, which kind of sucks because, that means that you lose your settings and basically everything you had saved, your programs, your settings, all that stuff, all your history from the internet, it's all gone. And luckily, thank God for computers being, you have that option to be able to back up your computer. Thank God for that. And also things that I couldn't have backed up, I just saved them onto a memory card. And so, yeah, I reset my computer, and then I had to go through that painful process of working through the night to put my computer back to the way it was, all the settings and all that stuff. Downloading all the programs again. But yeah, luckily I got everything back on track after working through that whole day to get everything back together again. But it put me behind, and yeah, that's why you guys are seeing this video on Friday instead of Monday, because usually I bowl Friday, I work through the weekend to edit the video, and then I upload it on Monday. But because of this whole setback, I had to delay it. But I did also mention on that community post that if things go accordingly, you will have 2 extra videos that you will be seeing, and things went accordingly, so you will get those 2 extra videos along with this league video. So that's 3. I guess I will tell you what those two videos are. Video number one is going to be about all the Belmo balls. We're going to be making a video of that. Timeless, Drive, Promotion, Trend, Trend 2, and the Fate. Not including any of the overseas ones because those don't count in my, at least for me. But yeah. I'm going to be making a video of that, talking about the Belmo balls, showing you a couple shots of every single ball. And yeah, that's going to make for an interesting one. And if you saw, if you keep up with me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw that really awesome post that I made of all the Belmo balls on the ball return. Really awesome. That one got a lot of attention, that's for sure. It got Belmo's attention too. Yeah. That's video number one. And video number two is going to make for an interesting one. I know a lot of you have been waiting for the day that I bowl on something that isn't a house shot, and you're finally going to get it. I participated in an 8-game tournament called the Morgan Hill Masters, held at the very bowling alley that you guys always see me bowling at. And they didn't put out the house shot. They put out something different. So I finally bowled on something that isn't house shot. I don't know that I want to call it a sports shot. I don't want to tell you what the pattern is. Yeah, I finally did it. I finally bowled on something that wasn't house shot. So you guys are going to be seeing that video. And it's going to be a while, though, because, that's a lot to edit. But you know what? You guys are going to be seeing it, how I did on something that's not house shot. So, yeah, those are the two extra videos that will be coming real soon. And I guess that's all I really have left to talk about. So, yeah, that's it. So let's roll the clip. On to week 12. Okay, everybody, here we go. Week number 12 on lanes 1 and 2. So allow me to explain the ball choices real quick. Not a lot to say, really. The pitch black always comes with me now. The zero gravity after that 685 that I got on week 11, it's coming with me now. The nuclear cell is, I don't even need to explain it. It's my number one ball, my favorite. I love it. And actually, before I even start moving here, yeah, as you can see, I have 4 bowling balls with me, including the spare, so 5. Why? Because, all right, originally, I actually only had the zero gravity, the nuclear cell, and the pitch black, and my spare. The IQ Tour edition was not supposed to be a part of this, but it is, because I guess you could say things worked out. In the end, because here's what happened. I took the ball to my PSO, and I expected him not to get it finished, because originally the plan was I was going to get it punched up on this league night, and I wasn't going to use it. I was going to save it for next week because I wanted to practice with it to see how this 60 by 4 by 30 layout would work on this IQ Tour edition. Because one thing that I will never do is get a ball punched up and then immediately use it on a league night. That's not something I ever do. When I get a new ball drilled, I usually take like a practice day or two to throw the ball down lane, practice with it, see how it rolls, and see if I can, if it matches up with me, things like that. So yeah, punching up a ball and then just using it on a league night is something you'll never see me do. But I decided to do it on this night because I picked up the IQ Tour edition just to see what would happen. And have you ever just thrown that one ball and suddenly everything just falls into place, it all clicks, and you're like, yes, that is the ball. That is what happened when I threw the IQ Tour edition. So this was literally during the 10 minutes of practice, I'd literally thrown my first few shots with this IQ Tour edition with this 60 by 4 by 30 layout on it. So that's different. I didn't think I'd ever do that, but I did it. Picked up the IQ Tour edition, recently just punched up on that same day, and on that one, yeah, I got it left, messed up my balance at the foul line, that definitely played a part, and I don't really know what that is. I think that's the 3, the 6, and the 9. But yeah, I mean, that was crazy how I threw that one shot with it in the 10 minutes of practice and everything just clicked. It was weird. And of course, I did try the zero gravity and the nuclear cell to see how things would go. And I don't know, things just were not looking good. So I was like, okay, the IQ Tour Edition is what we're starting with. And I can tell you this, that 1 week break that I took, it definitely helped. As weird as that sounds, because everything was working great in my approach. Footwork was better, swing was better, my release, I didn't really get underneath the ball. But you know what? It didn't matter. You will see here. I was actually able to post a lot more shots, and I was falling off balance a lot less. So, really happy that everything clicked on this night. See that? Real nice. And unfortunately with that one, it hit light and couldn't really tell you what happened there. I think I did write it down actually. According to my notes, based off of what I saw, I made it go too far to the right down lane and just, it made it back for a light hit, but it wasn't enough to knock them all down. And I end up leaving the 7 pin, and I was a little concerned about my spare shooting because I hadn't practiced it, but even though I messed up at the foul line, still was able to pick it up no problem. So we start things off with the 7 spare and a 9 spare, going into the 3rd on the right lane. That was much better, and as you could see, it definitely looked great. Oh man, Messenger did not help me out there. So that one, based off of what I saw, it looked just, a centimeter to the left, and you could see there, it was obvious. I mean, the way it was traveling down the lane and the way it went into the pocket. Sucks that Messenger couldn't help me out, though. And I will say that I was kind of lucky that held enough. So yeah, that one, I don't really know how to explain it, but it did seem like I didn't get it to the right enough. Part of me wants to believe that I set it on that 10 board, because remember, like I said, the important thing for me to be able to get the ball to the pocket properly is to set it on the 10 board at the right moment. And there, it looked like I set it onto the 10 board a bit early. And as you can see, I was met with that result. I need to set that ball on the 10 board further down lane. And I believe that's kind of what happened on this left lane as well. Stood up on that one like if I was throwing my urethane ball or if I was trying to throw my ball at a spare, but got it way right, came back, hit light, and I got lucky. Yeah, part of the reason that I stood up like that was because I did feel myself stick a little bit, but luckily I was able to make it look okay in the end. That one was nice. Good shot. That's all I can say. So throughout this first game, you could kind of see that I'm a little bit rusty. I'm not falling off that badly at the foul line, but I'm definitely not posting the shot. That's for sure. That one right there was left off my hand. That's why you could see I don't hold, like, I don't post because I could clearly see, whoops, that was left, and I knew it. But in the later games, you will definitely start to see that I start, picking it back up again. Especially with my spares. You won't see me hopping up like that, that's for sure. Alright, so back on the right lane for I believe this is the 9th frame now. See what I'm talking about? That is so good. It looks great when you put when everything works out. I mean, shot was great, form was great, and like I said, everything that I've been practicing really fell into place here. If you take a look at my footwork, like I said, I've been working on trying to keep those steps closer together because I realize my steps being further apart doesn't allow me the room to be able to slide properly and stop properly. I've shortened the distance. You can see there. A lot less, distance in between the steps. See that? and it allows me to really slide a lot. And then knee bend is back in there. Trail leg looks good. Trail arm looks good. Keeping the shoulders and the chest area up a little bit more, as I realized I was always like, down and leaning out there more, if you know what I mean. So definitely worked on all that. And really all I needed was a 1 week break because I did go through that one thing where like I'm practicing this so many times and I feel like I'm getting worse. And then I give it I take a break and then I come back to it and suddenly it's all there. Like it's so weird how that works. But yeah, that's literally what happened to me here. Uh, been practicing that form and then suddenly everything just, after taking a much needed break, everything just clicked. Look at that. So good. Okay, so here we are on the 10th frame on the left lane. We finally made it to the end of the first game. And clearly the issue that I am having here is that. I don't know what it is with me on this left lane, but I don't know. I guess it's just whatever's going on up here. It's just, I don't know. Really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it's always making me go left. I just kept telling myself, get it more to the right. You know you can do it. Don't be afraid. And then I did it again. And then I went Brooklyn and struck again. And I'm like, no way in heck did I just get lucky 2 times in a row like that. No freaking way. And right here was, I was definitely telling myself, do not do that again. Get it right. And I did. See that? Even my reaction, like, there you go. So we finished off game number 1 pretty good. After taking that week-long break, 227 to come back. I like it. That's the way you want to do it. And on this pair that I really hate, 1 and 2. So starting off game number 2, no changes. I'm not going to lie, in that 10th frame, I thought I saw some stuff that was different down lane, but you know what? I decided to ignore it and just stick with my plan. Lining up on 20 and trying to make sure that I get that ball on the 10 board at the right moment down lane. And with that one, I guess it was that I got it just a touch left, and the ball speed definitely looked a little bit slower too. But yeah, the left lane continues to be my struggle. So starting things off with the split in the first frame, not a great way to start the second game, but luckily it's only the beginning. That's what I told myself, so I thought we can still pick up the pieces here, and that one was really nice. And right there, again, no changes, continued with the same game plan that I had in game 1, and things were looking okay on the right lane. So getting back on this left lane, I told myself to ignore whatever it was that I was thinking and continue with the same plan. Lined up on 20. And whatever it was that I was thinking before, I was glad that I ignored it. Because I'm pretty certain that one of those thoughts that I was thinking that led to that split, I'm certain that one of those things was change balls. And I'm like, no, you are not about to change balls just because of that. Stick to the plan. I'm glad that I ignored that primary thought. I mean, imagine if I switched balls. Because right now I'm on 2 in a row. Yeah, that one right there, I stood up on it because I felt it slip from my fingers, and I got it too far to the right, and somehow it returned, and I got really lucky. All right, so now on this left lane, as we are on split in the first and then 3 in a row to follow after that. Very nice. Very nice. And it seems that this left lane is no longer a struggle. All right, so take a look at this. So right there, I'm like putting my hands on that little fan thing that's on the ball return, to dry your hands when they're sweaty. And I'm so glad that I did this. Take a look. See, I'm lining up, and then I'm like, nope. My hands are still sweaty. I'm not going to, because I remember there was this one time. I can't remember. I think it was in the summer league. And I had the dart code in my hands, and I think I was like on the front 6 or something like that. And I should have backed off, but I didn't, and my hands were sweaty, I remember, and I think I lost the ball at the release, and I ended up losing my string. And I think I was on a 6-bagger. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm so glad that I didn't make that mistake again. I backed off, aired my hand, put my hand on the fan thing to air, dry my hand out a little more, and stepped up on the approach. And I did this. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Went a little high, but still, it struck. All right, so here we go back on the left lane. I think this is the 7th now, on 5 in a row. Got that one too far to the right, stood up immediately because I knew it was bad. And I think that's the 4, might be the 2 that I left. I think that's the 2. Even to this very day, I still can't tell which pin is what. But I didn't want to take any chances because I was on a pretty good run, so I didn't pick up my spare ball, I just hooked at it. There's nothing wrong with playing it safe. So how do we recover after a 9 spare? That's how. I find it pretty crazy that I just got this IQ tour drilled up and I was able to do this. It's honestly quite crazy. Oh, what luck. What luck. You can even tell my reaction to like, jeez. Yep, no luck there. I knew it immediately off my hand. Okay, so with the first shot being left off of my hand, this one right here, I got too much up the side of it. Or at least my fingers got too much up the side of it. I could feel it, and as a result, that ended up happening. But a really good game, too. So with game 2 over with, we finished with the 234. Fantastic. And I think I remember doing the math before the game 3, and I found that I would have needed to get into the 230s or something to achieve 700. And I thought, yo, I could probably do that. But, you know, I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. I needed to stay focused. So here we go on the right lane. And I don't believe I made any changes still. Yeah, actually, no changes here. I was actually testing the waters here. That happened, and I thought, okay. I noticed like some small patch of dry up there, and I thought maybe it's time to move. I'm not changing balls, but I am making a move. So on this left lane, I still kept on lining up at 20 to see what gives. And unfortunately, with that one, you could see I let it go wrong. And so that left me thinking, well, that's frame wasted right there. And now I got to use the next one to determine whether I could still play on 20 on this left lane. And again, I made the decision to play it safe. Down and in. Always works. All right, so back on the right lane, I made the change. Lined up from 20 to 21, a full board move. And we're back on track. Meanwhile, on this left lane, like I said, I had to use this one to test after I messed up that last shot. So still on 20. And things were still looking normal on this left lane. So now that I had my game plan, board 21 on the right lane, board 20 on the left, that there, I messed up at the foul line. I felt like I kind of stuck or something, even though it probably didn't look like. I felt it, and I ended up letting go of it wrong as well. So 2 things in one, and I ended up with that. I was lucky that it wasn't a split, though. All right, so on this shot right here, you can see I stand up immediately because I thought, uh-oh, I got it too much to the right, and I was worried it wasn't going to return, but luckily it did. So you could tell by that hit right there, it was kind of a light mixer. That one I got too much to the right, and you can't really see because my body is in the way, but you could see right there. See, that's right of that. I want to say that's probably like 3, 4. I don't know. I can't tell from here, but that whatever that dry spot was down there, it definitely helped it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come back. Throughout this third game, as we kept advancing through the frames, I did keep asking myself that question, like, when's this left lane gonna change? And I got my answer right there on the 8th frame. And again, because I was running clean through this game, except for that first frame, I didn't want to risk it. So I picked up my strike ball and curved at it. But I was feeling a little bit down about that shot on the left lane because that was when I did the math, I realized my shot at 700 was gone. So all I could do was just try my best from this point and try to still put up a high 600 series. So it was the only thing I could do at this point. So right here at the foul line, I felt like I'd messed up my form just a little bit, but luckily I managed to get the ball in the right path. And now that I look at it, it's not all that bad. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me where I throw my shot and I feel like my form was terrible, but when I look back at it on the camera, I come to find that it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. But anyway, here we go, 10th frame, and yeah, messed up right there, and I got very, very lucky with that one. Not just for me, but and my score, but for the team because it was that one was needed in order for us to ensure that we get the win. So, yeah, we ended up taking 2 of the 3 games, and we also took the pin count. So 3 out of 4, not bad, not bad at all. Yeah, fell off on that one. Went high, and I was so glad that this game was over with and done because these lanes were starting to get dry. And I think I actually end up missing this. I can't remember. Yeah, I remember, yeah, I chopped on it, but it didn't matter because I still managed to get another 200 games, so 214 to end that one. Okay, so with week number 12 wrapped up, we now take a look at the summary. And I got to say, that's pretty impressive for, having taken a week off and then for them putting us back on 1 and 2. I'm impressed. I liked it. So game 1, we got 227, and then game 2 up to a 234, and game 3 being our lowest of the night with a 214. And we managed to finish that one off with a 675. Unfortunately, I forgot to correct that. It's actually week 12, not week 11, so my bad for that. But yeah, 675, 10 pins down from week 11's series total, which was 685, but it doesn't matter because I still put up a pretty high series. And as you can see, the series required to raise the average +1 was 615, so totally got that one mission accomplished. And our pin total after week 12 is 7,188 after 36 games played, and that brings the average up to 199.66. So I am so close to finally getting 200 average, thank God. After last week's average being well, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we had 197. So I'm on the rise again. And yeah, my highest game is still 256. Haven't been able to beat it. And my highest series is still the 685 from week 11. So really, really good. And I hope that I can continue this going into week 13 when we face Gary's team. And that's going to be a very, very interesting one. I can't wait for that one. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. And I'm Frank the Tank. That was week number 12. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you on week number 13.